Hey guys, it's Rahim. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button because I talk about property investment, personal development, and how to gain financial freedom. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to turn £15 into £26,000. Practically, I'm going to implement that with you in this video. So if you want to know how you can use £15 to make £26,000 in 90 days, this video is for you. But before I get to that, I thank all the people who have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. We came from 71% to now 51%. So I'm still advised to ask you guys to kindly hit that subscribe button and like the videos so the algorithm will push the videos to wider and wider audiences. So in this video, I'm really wanting to share this video because I've asked so many times where people are struggling financially and they haven't got really lots of money to start their investment. So I wanted to share this because I wanted you to know money is not an issue. It's about understanding and knowing what you need to do in order to make passive recurring income. So hence the reason why I'm using £15. And to be honest, once I've shared what I've got to share with you, you realize you don't even need the £15 to start this actual strategy I'm going to share with you. And I wish I knew these strategies when I start my investment journey, but I wasn't being told about it. So I'm giving this away as a goodwill gesture of your support, your kindness, and the way you've helped me grow this channel significantly. So, and again, what I'm sharing here, if it really resonate with you, double down in it, educate yourself in it, and perhaps you want to share that with friends and family so they can learn from it as well. So let's get to it. How can we use that £15 to make us £26,000 in 90 days? You see, there's a various way you can make money in property without actually buying the property. So a good sneaky strategy we've learned, I've helped some of my investors implement is the strategy here by helping different individuals in order to make your own money yourself. You see, there are so many people out there looking for houses, and there are so many landlords out there that are looking for someone to help them rent their houses. So what you want to be is to be a middleman, someone who will look for the landlord and the tenant, put them together, make your commission, and you work away from it. So in a nutshell, that's what you want to be. And again, there's so many stuff around it, but I'm going to jump on the computer in a minute so you can actually see how you can implement. So in order for you to be able to do this, you need to know websites called, for example, Spare Room. Spare Room is a platform where you could actually go out and look for landlords and rent rooms from that platform. That platform rents rooms, allow owners or homeowners or landlords, whoever that may be, to put their property online so that they can attract people to rent their property. But not all the properties get rented all the time, and sometimes landlords get busy, they haven't got time to review their deed description, or sometimes perhaps they just don't have the time. So you would then come in and see how you could bring those two people together. As you know, there are lots of international people also coming to the UK. We've got people coming from Nigeria, Ukraine, Syria, Germany, Holland, all these countries. These people are coming here without having a clue on how to rent properties. So you can be that specialized person that they could go to help you. I've got investors that are actually doing this, that are helping Nigerians that are coming here, international students, to help them find accommodation. Perhaps you want to do it locally, where you could look for people that are looking for houses and then bring them in and see what you could do to actually help them get their houses while you help the landlord as well. So this platform is a very good platform. It's called Spare Room. So what you want to go, we're going to jump into Spare Room now and see how we can make that happen. So let's go to Spare Room. Okay, let's do Spare Room here. SPLRE. Spare Room. Spare Room is one of the biggest platforms where you could go to look for a bedroom, a shared house basically. So what you want to do, you want to determine a location, right? The location, ideally you want it to be local to you. It doesn't really matter whether it's local to you or not, but you want to look for where there's a bigger market. Because if it's a bigger market, you're likely to be able to help both parties. So in this example, I'm going to take a place in London called Croydon. So we're going to go in Croydon, and we're going to search Croydon here. You're going to go to search, and we're going to put Croydon. So once we go to Croydon, we're going to search and see what is available in Croydon. You can see in this result, we have 314 people listed their properties here to rent. These are rooms basically. So what you want to go and do is to look for the properties as if you are a tenant looking for a bedroom to rent. Is that making sense? So you're gonna go in and look. You can see this one is going for £289 a week. That one is going for £467 a week. There's a double bedroom here going for £900, so £900 a month. That one also going for £900 a month. Now you know, in average, rooms are going for £900. So you know that now. So you write that down somewhere. So now what you want to do, you know now who the seller is. You know the wholesaler. Now you want to go and look for the clients that are looking for something like what the landlord is advertising. Is this making sense? I hope it is. So what you now want to do, you're going to go back into the same platform, okay? You're going to go here. There's a place called Rooms Wanted, right? You've got Rooms Wanted here. So what you want to go, you're going to click on Rooms Wanted and you hit search again. So what this does, basically, it brings up the people that are looking for rooms in that area. So in our result page, we can see here we got 1,000 plus people interested in renting rooms in Croydon versus 314 people. You can see how huge the market is, okay? So what you now want to do at this point is to be the middleman, okay? So what you now want to do, you know you got the landlord, okay? You're gonna go back. Now you know there's a demand, so you go back to the landlord, okay? So once you go back to the landlord, you select, for example, this landlord here. So once you select that landlord, you wanna be looking at, okay, landlords, who they are. You can look on the right hand side here with their profile picture. You can know these are landlords. So what you don't want to be looking at, so what you want to do, look at the person who is advertising. So you can see this person advertising this property. They are currently a flatmate in that property. And by the way, they do not have to be flatmate. It could be anyone. It could be landlord, living in landlord, living out landlord. These are the three people you want to be looking for, not an agent, because an agent will not entertain you because they are middlemen themselves, okay? You want to go for someone who's living in the property, living in landlord, or living out landlord. So now you know this person is there. So what you want to do first is to contact that person, right? Contacting them by clicking that message bar. You can say, hi, whatever their name, hi, Haley. You can introduce yourself by saying, my name is John. I work with tenants that are looking for properties to rent, and I work with seriously vetted tenants that are looking to occupy properties straight away. So I'm just wondering if it's okay for me to help you look for the right tenant for your property, okay? And then they will reply back to you with yes or no, okay? If they say yes, they say fantastic, I'm happy to help you look for tenant, and you don't have to do anything from your end. And what you need to do, basically, I'll book you the appointment, and then once I've booked you the appointment, and then obviously I'll tell you who these people are, then you can then do the viewing yourself. That's what you're gonna tell you, because the landlord will do the viewing. The beauty about it, you don't even need to do the viewings. All you need to do is to introduce it to people. So you write that letter or that message, you send it over, assuming that the landlord is okay with it, okay? They'll say fine, no problem, brilliant. And you tell them, look, if that's the case, I would only charge about 11% for the administration work I do, and obviously for looking for this tenant, vetting them before they even come to your house to view your property. So at that point, because the landlord is a clever landlord, if he is a clever landlord and he hasn't got time to vet them, right, he can say, okay, fine, no problem. As long as you can bring me a reliable tenant, I'm happy to pay you the 11%. That 11% just from the first month rent, okay? And then after that, it's done. You repeat that to them. Look, the 11% is just for me finding you the tenant, and then after that, anything you make from that property will be yours, okay? So you get that landlord. Suppose then you're looking for minimum of 3 landlords a day, okay? Maybe you'll send emails to about maybe 15 or 20 landlords. You might get 3 or 4 coming back to you saying, yes, I am interested. So once you've done that, you've done the hardest part of the job, basically. You've done the hardest part of the job. So once you've got these 3 landlords, you've got their details now, you've got all their information, you've got the property address, how many bedrooms are available, because you'll get all that information here. It tells you how many bedrooms are available, how much the tenants needs to pay, when everything starts. You get all this information here. So what you then do, this will be your weapon then for when you are approaching the tenants, the actual tenant that are looking to rent the property. So once you've got these 3 landlords, let's assume you've got only 3 landlords. It's literally just 3 landlords a day. And believe me, this is very realistic as well, okay? And it requires minimal work, especially if you want to be fruitful when you are at home. So once you've done that, brilliant. So what you now need to do, you go back now, okay? You go to the Rooms Wanted. So once you've hit the Rooms Wanted, basically you want to contact every single individual in that list, okay? You can go to their profiles. For example, this gentleman here, right, looking for a place to call home. You're gonna click on that person there, And guess what? You look at their profile. Obviously, you know the profile, the sort of person that the landlord is looking for in the first place. So what you do, you look at their profile photo. If their profile matches what your landlord is looking for, what you then do, you're going to contact them here. And then you're going to say, hi, David. You tell them who you are, what you do. You work with landlords are looking for tenants like themselves. So you're still wondering if they're still interested in renting rooms in Croydon in this example. If they said yes, say fantastic. Here are some few questions I'd like you to answer before I can organize a viewing for you. That's your vetting process. So you ask them what their name, what they do, what their salary is, how soon they want to move in, whether they got a guarantor, tell them the rent and what the deposit that is required. And obviously tell them they need to go to referencing, and then obviously tell them that they need to put a reservation fee in order for you to set them with the landlord, okay, in order for you to do the viewing. We're not going to tell them that. In order for the bedroom to be secured for you, once you view the property, you're required to pay a reservation fee of X amount. And again, what this does basically, it reassures the landlord that once they are qualified, there's money for them straight away, right? They literally reserve the property straight away with paying that money. So once that's happening, you vet them, you done all that. What you then do basically, you then get their details, their mobile number and everything. You then tell the landlord that you have booked the appointment to their available time, because the landlord would have told you when they are available. So what you want to do, you book as many people as you could possibly can. If it's a 5-bedroom house, you want to book 10 to 12 people to view the property at the same time. The reason why I want to do it at the same time is for two things. One, it's efficient. The landlord doesn't need to go back and forth to do this viewing. And secondly, it creates competition. Imagine 5-bedroom and 12 people turn up. Everybody want to have one room, isn't it? So by the time you think about it, all the rooms have been rented. Suppose it's only 1 bedroom available in the house. Maybe you want to do 4 or 5 people at the same time as well. So that's how you could do it. So once you've done that, then we're going to look at the figures now, how much you may be able to make work in it that way. Basically, that's how you could use spare room to connect the landlords. So what you could do then, once you've exploited spare room, you can then use another platform called Gumtree. You approach the landlord the same way you approach them in Gumtree, okay? And again, you then go to spare room, get all these tenants and push them there. And the beauty of doing this, okay, is the commission you make out of it. So now let's look at the figures. So we know the average room is £900, okay? So £900 for a room in Croydon. So what we want to do, as we said, we charge the landlord 11%. So what we now do, if we're charging the landlord 11%, okay, if we times that by 11%, okay, we're making £99 in a 1-bedroom that we don't even own. We're not renting it out. We haven't bought it. We haven't acquired. This is just to help them get that tenant, okay? Just to help them get that tenant. Imagine then you did 3 of these a day. I'm not saying 4 or 5. I've seen someone doing 7 or 10 of these a day. Let's just say you did 3 of these a day. That's the only thing you do whole day. 3 of these a day. So if we do that 3 of these a day, if we times that by 3, you are on £297 a day. That is more than what lots and lots of people earn a day by doing you. You don't have to answer to a boss. You don't have to be somewhere on time. You literally, with the same laptop I've got here, you can do exactly the same thing. Suppose then you do that for 90 days. You'd be on £26,730. Hello? That is a vital way to make money. If you divide that by 3 months, let's say that those 90 days is 3 months, right? You're talking about £8,000, £8,900 a month. That is more than what lots and lots of people are earning a month. The average salary, UK salary is £2,000 to £3,000 a month. If you're on £8,000 in doing that simple thing, literally, it's an absolutely amazing way to sack your boss if you really want to sack them, okay? Suppose then they are international people. This is where you get the icing on the cake. Suppose they're international students. Suppose they live in Nigeria, okay? They're about to come to the UK and you are in the UK, okay? They're saying, oh, help me get a house. I want to get a house. I really desperately need a house for when I arrive. You can charge them for that. You can charge the tenant to help them find houses here in the UK before they arrive. So what a friend of mine does, basically he charged the people back home in Nigeria, literally charged them that money. Say, look, I can help you find a house or a room, but unfortunately, because it takes me time and effort to do that and you're not here, my commission or my fees is £150. He charges them £150 to help them find a room. So what they do, they pay the £150 first before he even start, because he doesn't want them to mess him about. They pay him the £150. He go out there and go to this platform, literally look for landlords, vet all these landlords, tell them about the family or about the person that is coming, secure them a virtual viewing, does the virtual viewing on their behalf, send them the video, they're happy with it. They pay, some of them pay 6 months rent in advance because they do not pass reference. Guess what? The landlord will be loving you at that point. So what then happened then, basically, the landlord pays him his commission. Let's say it's £900, it's £99. And the international person pays him £150. You're talking about, you do the maths, nearly £300 there, okay? In one house or one bedroom, you help someone to rent. The bigger the price of the house, obviously the bigger your commission as well. These are the ways you can make money without actually owning a house, without actually buying a house, without actually renting a house. I'm not saying this is something that you can jump on straight away and do it, but with persistent commitment, learning about what you could do, you can actually implement in this, and you never have to work for anybody. So you'll be sitting on your computer making all this money. People will be wondering where you're getting all this money from, not knowing you're doing that from your computer. I know some alarm bells may be ringing in your ears right now. Whoa, what's going to happen if the tenants then go and see the landlords and then the landlord cut me off? How do I know this has happened? I get you, I hear you. How do you overcome that? The beauty about this is that most landlords are nice people. And if you've helped them get a tenant, guess what? They've got another property coming up or another bedroom coming up that they need tenant for. Okay, so they're not going to cut that relationship. They would want actually for you to be doing that in a recurring basis, so they're not going to cut you off. And suppose then you find a greedy landlord. So what you could do actually, you can literally keep the tenant's details, okay, because you've got it, and then the landlord's details. So once they've moved in, everything is done, you can then ring the tenant and find out, oh, did you move in? They said yes. You're not going to ring them about that. You're going to ring them, oh, how was your move? Was it good? Do you like the house? Like you're looking for a feedback. At that point, they can confirm they've moved in. When they confirm they've moved in, then you can then ring the landlord, ask for your commission. Okay, you can ask for your commission that way. Alternatively, what you could do, you could actually tell the landlord in an agreement and say, look, landlord, what we could do, you know the reservation they pay to secure the property, can they pay that reservation to me? So most landlords say, okay, now, because they don't want to pull in from their pocket, they can say, okay, now get them to pay your reservation. In this example, it will be £99, right? Get them to pay that. So once they've paid that reservation, then that's it, done. You then monitor and review until the tenant move in and the landlord is happy. That's how you could overcome that. In a situation where the landlords turn around, reluctantly refuse to pay you, obviously what you could do, you can literally chase them up for it. You can make a small claim against them through court. That doesn't cost you lots of money, but I hope you don't get that. Based on my experience and the people I've dealt with, landlords are always generously happy to actually work with you on that basis. I've never seen a situation where the landlord turn around and say, oh, I'm not going to pay you anything. Never, ever, and ever. This is just for those people that be thinking, oh, how about if I get cut off? How about landlords? You know, the landlords don't normally do that, because most time landlords got multiple of rooms or multiple houses that they're looking to rent. They're looking for people like yourself to help them rent that property. So, and then guess what? Once you've got that landlord on your side, guess what? He will refer you to another landlord. He will refer you to another landlord. So now what they would do at that point, instead of paying spare room to list and advertise their houses, they'll be coming to you and say, look, John, I'd like you to get me a tenant. So they don't even need to advertise anymore. So you're saving them money there. Okay, so they go to you directly. You go to spare room again, look for this tenant, or by then you've built a portfolio of tenants that will refer you to other tenants. So what they will do, they will refer you to that tenant, to that tenant, to that tenant, to that tenant, to that tenant. By the time you think about it, you've got lots of connections of international students, international people, and people within the UK as well that are looking for rooms and houses. We've got lots of people that are looking for houses right now. Houses are like gold and diamond. Okay, very hard to get them. You don't have to go even international. Locally, I've got someone doing that locally. Literally, all they do is to find tenant for people. That's all they do, nothing else. And that has helped them quit working for someone help them, stop them from working in a job that they're undervalued, underappreciated, doing all these warehouse jobs. They've stopped it by only doing things like that. I really hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, smash the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. I look forward to sharing in the next video. If you've liked what I've just shared with you, I would love to invite you to a very special daring platform. Tomi. I created this platform that took me 12 months to create, only because when I started my investment journey, I made a promise that once I've started property investment and I'm doing really well, I will create a platform where anybody from any walk of life go on that platform to learn how to start and scale in properties. We've got rent-to-rent strategies, rent-to-service accommodation strategies, buy, refurbish and refinance, development, refurbishment, purchase lease option agreement, rent-to-SA, holiday let, all these strategies to do with residential property investment is and that. And also we have money mastery, how you can start online business. Literally, it's an absolutely amazing platform. Here's the thing, the reason why I created that platform is that I realized most people will not afford to pay a coach 10, 15 or 20,000 pounds to start their real estate investment, because they are really struggling themselves financially, so they cannot afford to pay for all these coaches and training. And it was a lot of money for me when I started, so I made that promise. So that promise has been delivered, and that platform would cost you less than 2 cups of coffee. That's it. It costs you less than 2 cups of coffee. It's a subscription based platform, no contract, no commitment, and you can cancel at any time. If you went to the platform and it's not for you, just literally cancel without even calling anybody else. Literally, you can cancel. And I did this at that price because that's the only price that's the cheapest price that the platform would allow me to do. So it's an absolutely amazing platform. Go and try it. If it works for you, go and immerse yourself in investing in property. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.